Your bearings shoulder the burden whenever you tow, haul, or stop the gas. AMSOIL delivers powerful protection for bearings and other critical components so you can drive with confidence. To demonstrate, an independent lab put AMSOIL synthetic motor oil head-to-head against a leading competitor in a 100,000-mile test. AMSOIL provided far superior wear protection and kept engine bearings looking like new. Get your truck the protection it deserves at amsoil.com/auto.
Welcome everybody to AMSOIL After Dark. My name is Tiffany Stone, live from Johnson Valley, California, here at King of the Weekend already. Finished day one of racing. I have a very special guest with us. We are going to have lots of guests throughout the entire time. He's already making me laugh over here. I can't even get this. So I'm going to tell it right here. We are with Mitch Guthrie Jr. Listen to that. You already got fireworks for your name. He is the back-to-back champion over here. 2 years in a row, you've done it. Mitchie, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. I'm really excited to be here. It's been an awesome couple days, and it's been a wild ride the last couple years, and really excited to be here. And King of the Hammers is an awesome event, so really excited to be here. So
you've done it. It's very hard to even win this race. It's one of the hardest one-day races in the entire world. You've done it. You're following pretty much in your father's footsteps here. How many times has your dad won this? And you've won twice, so I mean, this is pretty much a Guthrie homestead. You guys got this out there. Today's race, starting off, you know, do you go in with a game plan, or do you just kind of go in, see what happens, because obviously the terrain is going to change from day to day, minute to minute?
Yeah, King of the Hammers is one of those races where you can't really come in with a game plan. You always want to, but there's not much you could do. The course changes so much. You never know what's going to happen out there, and Dave Cole sets up such a crazy race that you never know what can happen out there, and the course is just insane out there, and that's why they call it King of the Hammers. So fortunately, we had a great race and really had no issues out there and came out with the win, but every year you really
a week out here. Going off to Bloodlines. I love it. I've been watching it. Do you think you are the Prince of King of the Hammers now?
No, definitely not. King of the Hammers is one of those races. I mean, you can put it all together and get those wins, but there's over 100 UTVs out there, so a million different things can happen out there. You never know you never know who's gonna. You could lose it in the first couple miles. The terrain out there is insane. So I mean, I'm happy to come out with a win, but at the same time, during that race, I mean, you're freaking out the whole time. Basically, you never know what might happen.
Going off of that, I know being a driver, that's very, very important, but being a co-driver, your co-driver is just equally important as well. They're pretty much directing you throughout the entire race. What do you think makes a good co-driver?
A good co-driver really is just experience. Thankfully, I had my boy John Crowley out there, and he has a ton of experience out here. But this race is different from any other one out there. You have to know what you're doing. I mean, when you're winching out there, all that stuff, you got to know the trails. There's so many different things that go into it that make you a good team, because really out there you're a team with your co-driver and the driver as well. So I'm really thankful to have John on my side this race, and we came out to win.
So Mint 400 coming up next, UTV World Championships coming up next. What are you going to do to prepare for that?
Man, we got a lot of work to do. This race, there's months of work that go into it, and it's one of those ones that you really have to like kind of put your life to the side and just really prepare for this one. And like I always say, the preparation is key for this one, and the race is just one of the other things. So, you know, we got it done here. Now we got to go back home. We got a lot of cleaning to do. There's been a lot of mud, a lot of rain. Get all that out of the way, and then prepare for the Mint. You know, we have a different car for that. And so that's going to take a lot of work, but we have about a month to do it, and it's nothing we haven't done before.
I see a smile on your face. It's a big smile. Your friends are out here, of course. I know you've been celebrating, so should we cheers? We should cheers.
Yeah, definitely.
Cheers. I got water.
I don't know what's in here.
What does it taste like?
That's water for sure.
Totally like water. Okay, so let's
for everyone out there, that's water.
Let's go a little bit away from driving. I have a few questions. Have you ever heard of this or that?
No.
You've never heard of this or that?
I don't know what to
Okay,
think
I'm going to
about
give you
this.
2 things. You got to pick this one or that one. You ready?
No.
Okay. We'll make it easy. Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Cookies or cake?
Cookies.
Sunrise or sunset?
Oh, sunset.
Vans or Adidas?
Adidas.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna,
yeah, you're an
I'm a
Adidas
whole
guy.
Adidas girl, so that totally was great on that. Okay, well, let's mountains or beaches?
That's a tough one because I love that this is mountains out here at King of the Hammers, but right now after being here for about a week, I really want to go to a beach.
And have a real shower in a real house?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Okay, Batman or Superman?
Oh, Batman for sure.
Okay, tall socks or short socks?
It depends on the weather.
Okay, today. What are you wearing today?
Tall socks today. It's really cold out.
Let me see your tall socks.
I mean, it's just
Oh,
tall socks.
But they're Vans, so you totally just cheated on the Vans and Adidas.
It depends. It depends on the weather, like I said.
Okay. Let me see what other one we'll go with. Who is your favorite Disney princess?
I don't even know a Disney.
You don't know any Disney princesses?
No.
Elsa, Ariel, thank you.
I don't care about that.
What do you care about?
I'm out here at King of the Hammers. I'm not worried about Disney princesses.
Yes, but everybody wants to know who Mitch Guthrie Jr. really is.
I'm not a Disney princess, that's for sure.
I don't even know how to follow that one up.
I mean-
Can we just cheers again, or did you drink all your drink?
I think it's gone, but there might be a little bit left.
Okay, cheers on that one. Okay, we'll go
It's
back.
gone now.
We'll go back to talking about some King of the Hammer stuff. You're following in your father's footsteps. Obviously, you're learning from one of the best drivers out there. How do you really take all that advice but make it your own?
It's one of those things. I've just been doing it for a long time. I've been racing on my own for a while, but King of the Hammers it's its own race. So thankfully, I've been able to watch my dad for a few years and then co-drive with him as well. And, I mean, that's where you learn everything. This race is all experience. I mean, you can't just come out here and win this thing, I usually say. And it takes everything you know to be able to go out there and win it. So I got to give it all up to my dad. He's the one that kind of taught me everything I know. And King of the Hammers, like I said, it's its own race. So going out there for your first time, it's not probably going to work out that well. But, you know, once you have a couple goes at it, that's when it really works out.
I know I was fortunate enough to talk to you last year, interview you, and everything like that. Are you trying to hold this all together?
No, I'm fine.
Talking to you last year, I know taking that first win over there, you know, back to back. I have never seen a grown man cry in such great tears, and I was so excited that I got to see your dad cry, and he was like, you know what, Tiffany, if I didn't win, I'm so glad that Mitchie got to win. How does that make you feel as a son, though?
It's awesome. I mean, we've been doing this for a while, and my dad's always helped me out through, you know, all my racing career and has got me to where I am. Basically, I have to give it all to him. So with King of the Hammers especially, you know, he's taught me everything I know. So, you know, it's pretty crazy to be riding with him for all these years, and now to be, you know, winning the race and doing it on my own is awesome. And I'm happy he's all right today. Yeah, a little spill. But in my eyes, he's still the king. I mean, he's won it 6 times out of, 11 years now. So he's almost got over 50% of the wins. So he's the man out there, and I got to give it all up to him.
Going off of that, like I said, you know, learning stuff from your dad, going from the bloodlines, watching that, you know, the mini episodes coming up to that, it was really cool. You learned a lot about you, your dad, the racing, King of the Hammers. A lot of people may not know that you started off in a little itty-bitty truck that you wanted for your birthday. They did everything. How does that really, like, what made that want you to keep racing? Like, what was it? That just the feeling, the vibe, or just the competitiveness in you?
It's really kind of surreal. When I was younger, I saw those trophy carts and was like, I want to race those, and that kind of came from my dad. You know, I'd been coming out to Johnson Valley out here with my dad since I was really young, and seeing that and ever since then I was into off-road. So once I saw those things, it's like, man, I want to do that. And thankfully it went pretty well back in the core days and Lucas Oil off-road racing, and then eventually moved up to Polaris Razors, and now it's kind of my job and to go out there and race and win some races. And I'm really thankful to be able to do that now, and that's kind of how it all started. Like I said, I have to give it all up to my parents. They're the ones that got it going for me and got me out here, and now I'm able to do it on my own.
Well, I am so excited. Mitch, you and I get to talk all the time. I feel like this is maybe the third, fourth interview that we've done throughout the years. You have won back-to-back 2019 Can-Am King of the Hammers UTV race. I ask everybody when they win, in one word, how does that make you feel?
You can't put it in one word.
Yes, you can.
It doesn't really feel real. That's how I always say it.
Send surreal then. Surreal is your word.
Surreal.
Surreal. Oh, okay.
It's surreal.
I feel like you could be like a DJ too. Can we go check, check, 1, 2, Mitch Guthrie out?
No.
Why are you leaving me hanging? Did you want me to do that? All right. Well, thank you.
You handled it really well.
Well, I learned from the best, because when we were practicing, you showed me how to talk on the microphone and do that 1, 2, check, 1, 2. Well, let's do one more cheers. You have nothing else in your cup, but that's okay. One more cheers. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mitchie, for joining us today. I'm going to go let you party with your friends over here. They were kind enough to bring you back over. Enjoy this win. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Figure out which Disney princess you like. Come back to me. If not, I'm going to either get you a Disney doll and just bring it to the Mint 400 and be like, this is your princess. This is your spirit animal.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you guys having me on here. I'm really excited to get this win. This is one race I look forward to all year. It's the biggest one, so I'm really happy to be here. And congrats, Tom Brady, on the win.
You're a T. Brady fan, too?
Come on. Go Pats.
Go Pats. Well, thank you so much, Mitchie. It's great to talk to you. Enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy King of the Hammers, being the prince here once again.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks. All right, guys. Well, that was Mitch Guthrie Jr. He was the champion today. He's done it back-to-back. I'm going to bring another very special guest over here. I'm so excited. Come on down here. I have Jason Blanton with me. Jason, hop in here. How are you doing?
Good.
We'll take this cup since Mitch kind of drank it all.
I'm supposed to finish it for him?
No, he finished it already. So grab up on your microphone right there. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Wonderful. So I've got some notes on you. This is your 10th Hammers.
This is my 10th one.
How does it make you feel to be here every year, and what keeps you coming back year after year?
You know, like, we are all excited always to come to the race, and then when you're in the race car for like forever,
Yes.
then you're like, I'm never doing this again. And then something happens, you know, you want to finish it, you want to do good, at this race, and it brings you back every year.
That's so great. You're coming down. You're racing the big race this weekend. I know everybody has a game plan, but Mike Tyson has said it best. Everybody has a game plan until you get punched in the face.
Right.
You're going to hit one of those rocks, hit the whoop section a little bit harder. What do you do after that? Or if something happens, how do you change your complete game plan?
You know, you got to be kind of like MacGyver sometimes. You know, like sometimes you're out there in the middle of the desert, something happens, and you need to make it happen. You need to make it back to the pit to get fixed. You got to finish this race. It's kind of one of those things, like, even if you're not winning the race, you got to finish the race. All the guys that come down and help support us, they want us to finish. They want us to win. So they're all behind us, and whatever we can do to help them, we brought them down. We got to do good for them.
They've changed up the race course a little bit this year, added a few more obstacles that hasn't been there, especially the ones that you've seen before. So coming down here, having that changed a little bit, what do you think is going to be the hardest part? Is it the rock section? Is it the desert section? What do you think is the hardest part for you?
It's always going to be the rock section. The rock sections are brutal. I mean, when you're doing all those rock sections in one lap, it is just insane. It's like you come up here younger years when we're not racing, and you go through a trail. It's like you go do 2 trails a day, and we got to do all the trails in a day. Plus a desert lap. So, and it's going to be brutal this year with the trophy trucks going before us.
Mm-hmm.
It's the desert section is going to be tore up. It's going to be miserable, but we're going to battle through it.
That's awesome. Have you always wanted to be a driver, or is this something that you kind of get into a little bit when you're younger, working your way up, just like Mitchie?
I pretty much always wanted to be a driver.
Okay.
You know, like just growing up as a kid, I was always building go-karts and doing stuff with my dad, and then I was always the one driving. I'm the one crashing. I'm doing all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's hard for me to sit as a passenger in a car. Like,
okay.
I was doing it when we were pre-running. we go on the side-by-sides, and then someone else, my co-driver's driving, and I'm just like, man, this is unreal as a co-driver. I don't know how you do this. Like, I can't do this. I got to drive.
No, I completely understand that. Okay, so you saw the this or that Mitch and I were doing. Did you see any of that? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I got some more down here. Are you ready for my this or that?
All right.
Okay. Let's start. Cat or dog?
Neither?
Neither?
Yeah.
Okay, we got to stop right here. How come neither?
I'm just not a pet person. I have kids.
At all?
I take care of the kids, but
No horses,
animals.
no birds, no rabbits or
No,
hamsters?
nothing.
Oh, man. Okay.
Nothing.
Hot chocolate or coffee?
Hot chocolate.
Coca-Cola or Pepsi?
Coke.
Car or motorcycle?
What kind of car?
I don't know. You tell me. We'll go off subject. What kind of car is your favorite car?
Depends on what we're doing. You know, if we're doing like track cars, we got to get some Porsches in there.
Okay.
That'd be super fun. I have buddies at home that build Porsches, and that's something I'd love to get into, but it's like a whole nother realm of expense.
It is, and drifting on pavement is completely drifting when you hit that blue groove. Completely drifting are different when you're hitting that turn right here.
Yeah.
Like you can go a little into the cushion. I know a lot of the desert trucks don't have as much as the short course cars, but they can do it. But I agree on that one. Going off that then, what would be your dream car? Any car that you could make, doesn't matter. Money isn't an option. What would you be building?
A really fast track car.
A really fast track car?
It'd be amazing to have a car that you could just smash on the track and no budget. I mean, that's crazy. You build some cool stuff like Formula One.
Yes.
The only kind of like car racing I watch is F1, just because like the engineering that's involved in what they build is amazing, and like how fast they go.
An open wheel is completely different too. Having the open wheel, having all of that, being so low to the ground comparative to being so high
Right.
up. I mean, that's two different lifestyles. Do you think we can maybe see you later on in an F1?
No, I probably would suck, but I'd try it.
Hey, that's all you got to do is you got to try it.
Yeah.
So going off of this, you're here, King of the Hammers. For everybody who hasn't been here, what is this feeling, not as a driver, but as a spectator?
I think the first thing you're going to see is like when you roll up to Hammertown and how big it is, and we're in the middle of nowhere. Like, I mean, the next town over is an hour on the freeway over here, and you come in here and it's just lit up, and it's just like a city. It's insane. Like, you come here. When we first came 10 years ago, it was way different. It wasn't like the fences around the pits. It was you just camp wherever you want. The first year we were here, we like camped on the starting line, and they're like, "You got to move. This is the starting line." We had no idea what we're doing. It was insane, and like you come here for that experience. Like, I tell a lot of people, you got to go at least once and try it out. Like, it can be miserable, it can be dusty, but it's one of those races like there's nothing like this anywhere else.
Exactly. Some have even referenced this to Burning Man for four-wheel drive vehicles.
Oh.
Would you agree?
Definitely.
I mean, we right over here in Hammertown, we have the big fire pit. You
Yeah.
have the Jumbotron going on.
Yeah.
I mean, this is literally, if you're an off-road person and you want to check out something, this is what Burning Man for off-roading is like.
Oh, for real. It's crazy.
And, Backdoor, Chocolate Thunder, Sledge, Hammer, watching some of those rock bouncers go up there with all that, just... Okay, we're just going to try it. We're just going to try it. I'm used to like rock crawling in my JL, and I'm like, how can I finesse this up? How can I do this? What do you think that experience is, watching those guys that aren't racing, that just come out here and want to be like, you know what? I want to go up Backdoor. I want to go up Chocolate Thunder.
Oh, it's pretty insane. I think it gets other spectators that bring their vehicles down here excited to try it too. Like, you go out there any night. It doesn't have to be the rock bouncers or anything. There's guys over at Backdoor trying to go up there all week long. It's just like they want to do it. It's like that thing. You come here to try to do Backdoor and get it done. It's when you watch the rock bouncers do it and they're on 49-inch tires, like bouncing up that. It's pretty surreal. It's insane. It's like drag car going up a rock face.
That's so awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming in. It was great to talk to you. One more thing before you go. Mindset. What is your mindset going into the big race on Friday?
You got to keep calm. It's a long race. You got to be fast, consistent. Don't make mistakes. You make mistakes in the rocks, you can be stuck for hours. You just got to know your lines, pick the right lines, and do it right. I mean, if you spend an extra 5 minutes somewhere, it could save you an hour by doing it the right way. So just thinking straight and doing what you came to do.
So pretty much do it the right way, save you a lot of time later on.
Tons of time.
Well, thank you so much for coming through. I totally appreciate it. Good luck this weekend. Hopefully you can take that big race, come back over here, talk to us. Okay, I know there's nothing in there, but I feel like everybody's going to cheers. Cheers on that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us. Well, we have another big guest over here. You've seen him. His name is Scott Douglas. He's been all over. He's part of Team AMSOIL. Scott, thank you so much for coming in. I don't know if people know this, but I have literally interviewed you maybe 50 plus times on the podium. So doing this sitting down is kind of awesome. You're not in a race suit, so it's a little bit different. Scott Douglas over here. But what have you been doing this last year, Scott?
It's quite a bit different here, and I'm glad to be here. It's neat. Just been doing a lot of different stuff, getting ready for Hammers. I help AMSOIL with some of the logistics on some of the shows and stuff, but obviously, I race the Pro 4 for AMSOIL as well. And but everything's kind of changing a little bit. My life's changing. This is changing. I'm still in off-roading, but I love coming out to this event. And Hammers is just. I've been out here. I think my 5th year now, and it's amazing what they do with these vehicles. I've raced short course. I've raced desert. I've raced motorcycles when I was younger. All kinds of things. But I come out here and I go, wow, these guys are something.
I know, it's so crazy going off from a short course truck. I mean, the first part of this race and qualifying for the UTVs was short course. So seeing those guys come out, seeing the Greaves come out, the Kyle Cheney from short course Midwest area coming to this is a little bit different. What do you think about this course as a driver who's not participating but just spectating?
Well, I think it's super challenging. I mean, it has, like you said, it has everything. The rock section's always were crazy to me what those vehicles can do. I talked to a lot of the drivers. It sounds like you've got to be very methodical and have a good co-driver through a lot of the rocks and be kind of smart and patient. But then you got these big long desert sections, which is just like when I used to race desert, and these guys are running wide open and they're on the edge a lot of times. Good friends with the Campbells and stuff, and I watch those guys, and Shannon, he's nuts all the time. All these guys are nuts. It's crazy. So it's neat the way Dave's put this all together, where we got a little bit. I'd like to see a little more short course. I'd like to see maybe some more wild stuff, a gap jump out there, a few other things maybe. Who knows? That's just me because that's what I've been doing for the last how many years.
What if we threw a Joker in there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you remember when we threw the Joker in there?
The Joker, yeah.
The Joker gets a little bit crazy. If you guys don't know what a Joker is, it's you go up and over or around, and you got to either take the short line in one of the laps, or you got to do it before the comp yellow. What do you think about a Joker in this?
I think Joker's great, but they have it, right? Isn't there one of the laps that they got to take it? The rough course, so I mean they've got to go through the rock obstacles.
I'm talking about jumping
You're
over.
Talking about the short,
short cars jumping over people
like
that.
Yeah, we can do an over under. Who knows what, But the thing is these vehicles. It's amazing how they, when I first saw them, how they were just basically rock crawlers and rock buggies, and what they would do and what they were able to accomplish was just unbelievable. But it was a little bit like watching NHRA. I mean, you watch some of the top fuel dragsters a few times, and they're amazing. They make your feet shake. They make you tremble. They make you all this stuff. But after you watch quite a few of them, you kind of go, okay, is that all there is to it? Same thing was with the rock racing. You watch some of the obstacles. When they threw the racing part into it, it was a game changer. It changed everything. It made it exciting. And now you had to take a vehicle that was not only capable through all these rocks as trying to go through the desert, and to watch, I've been able to watch that transition from these rock buggies out there running wide open in the desert to now they're more desert cars running through the rocks. And so it really is neat. It would be fun to get out there. It would be a neat deal. It's something, I've done motorcycles, I've done short course, done desert stuff. I've never done this kind of stuff. It'd be fun to do it sometime.
Well, and that's what I'm hearing from a lot of people. It's like you either have to set it up for the desert or you're setting it up for the rocks. You can't necessarily set it up for both. So set it up for what your strength is, and then just kind of keep practicing, coming out here pre-running and doing all of that.
Yeah, and that's what these guys do. But it's turned out to be, I mean, they used to run basic LS motors and then they pumped them up a little bit more. But now they're almost running full-on desert car motors or short course motors. I mean, some of them got 800 horsepower. I mean, our short course car just has 900 horsepower. I mean, and that's about as wide open as you're going to get. It's high compression, more than a desert car. But now most of the top runners are running wild big engines now. All the gearboxes are custom, all the rear ends, the diffs, all that stuff, and the way the tires get punished and everything. It's amazing. It blows me away.
That's so awesome. It's so cool to see you here, especially because you have so many different things going on. For guests that haven't been here, you're in Hammertown right now. This is the spot where everybody is at. What do you think about Hammertown just in general?
Well, I tell everybody, I said it's like you've mentioned, it's the Burning Man of off-road racing, and but more so, it's amazing to take. And I used to come out here when I was a kid. That's my whole transition started out is back in the '70s. I'm going to date myself, but when I was really young. I came out here and I lived in the back of a CJ5 Jeep. We used to come out camping here. My dad was, we were involved in a Jeep club, and we did a lot of this stuff. And then as I got older, you know, school came up with different things. I started motorcycle racing. Then I came back to Hammertown about 5 years ago for the first time. I go, I know this place. I've been here. This is the trip. Yucca Valley's right over there. My uncle had a cabin over there. So it's just wild. But what you don't realize is if you've never been out here when there isn't Hammertown and you see how enormous this dry lake bed is and how big this area is, and it is completely filled up. And by Thursday, I tell everybody, you come in the main road and you look in every direction. It's nothing but campers, nothing but people. I mean, it is a big spectator sport. The racers, the back gate with the racers and everything is huge because that's what you're seeing here. And the vendors, like AMSOIL, we get a lot out of this. I mean, we not only get, AMSOIL gets the vendor, being a vendor here, they get the racers, but they also get all these spectators because there'll be like 40,000 people. And so we get all them flowing through. We can talk about the different AMSOIL products and everything we got going on. And there's a lot going on. It's awesome.
Going off spectators and people, I'm sure that you have seen some crazy people out here. I've seen people in onesies. I've seen Mohawks. I've seen some of the best Jeeps and the muddiest Jeeps. What do you think is the best vehicle to bring out here?
Oh man, that's a tough one. It's what you want to do. I mean, you really don't know. It's all if you want. Do you want the heater and air conditioning, or do you want to go all out and be wild? Is it a weekend warrior, or is it also a daily cruiser? And that's one thing about Jeeping has always been is you've been able to take a lot of times take your street driver and then go out and use it as a weekend warrior if you don't get too crazy. But what happens is they morph as people get more and more into it, just like anything else, just like street rods or anything. These street cars or street trucks, Jeeps now, they morph into stock and people doing a little bit more. And they get a little bit bigger tires. They get a lift to them, and then they get just winches and all this other stuff on them. Pretty soon, now they're full-blown off-road vehicles, and they're not much good for the street anymore. But
that's so awesome. You've literally done everything. Let's go talk to my this or that, Scott. Are you ready for this now? Or are you ready for that? Are you ready for this? Or are you ready for that?
Who knows?
Okay. McDonald's or Burger King?
McDonald's.
Ketchup or mustard?
Ketchup.
Okay. Piercings or tattoos?
Oh, geez. Really?
Do you have any?
No.
No? Okay. Piercings or tattoos?
I suppose tattoos.
Okay. Apples or oranges?
Apples.
Skiing or snowboarding?
Skiing.
Sweet or salty?
Both.
Both.
Sweet and salty.
They do have a sweet and salty Chex Mix.
Absolutely.
I'm going to get you that next time, Scott.
There we go.
I'm going to get you that. Okay, one more thing. Steak or chicken?
Steak.
Steak? How do you like your steak done?
Medium rare.
Me too. High five
That's
to that.
right.
Me too. What kind of cut do you like?
I don't know. I'm not picky as long as it's a good cut and it's it's just a good well-cooked steak.
I like porterhouse. You know why? Because you get two steaks in one.
You do. That's
so
a good
two
point.
for one. Always get the porterhouse.
Ribeyes are awesome too.
Ooh, where's your favorite place to get a ribeye?
Oh, at home.
At home?
Oh yeah, cook it yourself.
That is wonderful. Okay, one more question for you before we let you go. Do you have a driver nickname? I have never heard of a driver nickname for you.
No, I don't.
You don't?
No, and I'd be a little afraid of having one maybe because I've been doing this so long that who knows what they tell them.
Okay, well, I'm putting this out there for you guys. Scott Douglas, he has been in this sport for so long and doesn't have a driver nickname. I am petitioning everybody to either DM AMSOIL, DM Ultra 4 Racing. Let us know what Scott Douglas's driver nickname should be, and by the end of the week, you're going to get one. You're going to get whatever the best one I pick out it.
Okay, I'll come back and talk to you about that.
Okay.
We'll see if I approve.
We'll see that. Awesome. Also, I started this thing called T-Stone Approved, Scott. Have you heard about it?
No, I haven't.
Okay, by the end of the weekend, you will be T-Stone Approved with your driver nickname.
You got it.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you. Okay.
Have a good night.
You bet.
All right, guys. Well, we have another guest coming through. This man has started everything. He is the brains behind this. He has done everything here for me. Is this the first time that you can sit down? Could somebody get my alarm? I'm sorry, guys. You know what? I knew you were coming through here, so I set an alarm for you because I was like, the man of the hour is coming through here, and here he is.
No, Mitch Guthrie won today. He's the man of the hour.
I know. Mitch was a good interview earlier.
Yeah.
I had to pull him away from his celebratory win for the back-to-back, so he came through. That was great. But this man right here, Dave Cole, it is an honor to talk to you. You put on one hell of a race.
It's cool. And actually, my phone's ringing now, of course.
Now you're see, this is what's going on.
But yeah, so no, it's all the people doing it and the racers doing it. It's not me. I'm just trying to stay out of the way.
But you're doing such a great job. I mean, this has been, what, 10 plus years for you? This is the 10th or 11th? 13th?
13th. Yeah,
13th race here. I remember you starting it off. You had about 10, 11 guys out there. You brought them all out. You called them the Lucky 12?
The OG 13.
OG 13.
JT Taylor made T-shirts that said 13 on them, and they were already made, so we stuck with it.
But there was only 12 drivers out here.
There was only 12, yeah.
Okay. So now
two or three of them from them are here this week. Unfortunately, Tracy Jordan didn't make the race today, but he was one of the OG guys.
Okay, so OG 12.
13.
Okay, 13. But in today's race, you had 112 UTVs out there for the Can-Am King of the Hammers UTV race.
Yeah.
And that's just one class that's out here.
Yeah, we have like 450 some odd racers here this week.
450 some odd racers. What are you looking forward to watching as a spectator? Not as the man behind this, as a spectator.
Honestly?
Yes.
Saturday morning when you leave.
Saturday
is my favorite part. No, I know it's awesome watching. To me, it was a perfect race today because it was hard enough that only 25% finished, but it was good enough that the cream could rise to the top. And watching the top guys go at it in a sprint like that, just fully all the way out, was really cool to watch. So that kind of race is cool. I hope we have the same races all week long.
So some of the top names in the UTV world, they're out here, they're doing everything. Was there a driver out here that surprised you today on how well they did or what they were able to maneuver around or where they actually qualified or placed?
Not to suck up to AMSOIL or anything else, but watching Bryce Menzies, I think he finished top 10.
Okay.
First time he's ever raced at UTV, first time he's ever raced in the rocks. That was pretty impressive. I mean, there was guys that have done nothing but race UTVs and done nothing but race in the rocks, and he did pretty well for that for first time out. Guthrie family is always going at it. It was Brandon Sims, super class act. He was my pick to win. Unfortunately, I didn't get it done today, but great racing.
It seems like it, going after everything, putting on something this huge and having everything. Each day we're doing something a little bit different. What is going to be happening for the rest of the week?
So tomorrow we have the EMC qualifying, so the four parts qualifying for the 4 parts EMC race. And so we'll have all 3 classes then, modified, legends, and stock we're racing. Then on tomorrow night we have the shootout, which is, I mess up all the sponsors, I'm horrible at it, but I know King Shocks is in there, and there's a bunch of other stuff. I'm horrible at the sponsor part of it.
Holly EFI shootout.
Thank you very
presented
much.
by King Shocks KMC and hold on, it's in my notes. Hold on, it's in my notes. It's in my notes. Hold on. Wait. Let me keep going.
And then Tuesday morning we'll do qualifying again for the Nitto King of the Hammers. And that'll be qualifying on Tuesday. Tuesday night we have the Pit Crew Challenge. That's a new thing for us. I'm looking forward to that. The buggy whips and Pro Eagle jacks and Raceline wheels. Sure, there's more I'm forgetting again, but we're doing it right here in town, doing a Pit Crew Challenge. That's something new for us. I hope to get that. Hope that's a good show. And then Wednesday with the EMC race. Thursday we have the T1. The trucks come out.
The T1 desert trucks coming out.
That's going to be a blast. Racing for $125,000, and then right back the next day, the Nitto King of the Hammer is also racing for $125,000. So a lot going on this week.
That is. Are we ever going to see you out in a side by side in one of the races out there, or a T1 desert truck, or?
You're not here. You won't. Not no.
No.
I've got plenty busy, and I think the promoter should be doing his job and not sitting.
What about another series?
I'm very fortunate I get to race. I've been racing a spec truck with Pat Sims for the past couple years. I've raced my 4400 car, my solid axle car. I've raced at the 1000 in Nora, and I got to race the Mint with my kid last year, which was cool. We're building a new car for my kid, and I already told him that I'm going to steal it and race Crandon this year in it. So hopefully Yeah, I still enjoy racing a great deal.
You're going to come out to Crandon this year? That's
Yeah.
one of the longest short course tracks ever. It's very
Crandon.
iconic. It's the 50th anniversary coming up.
I'll be honest, I'm a little scared about going to turn 1.
Turn 1. Okay, I'm letting you know I have taken turn 1 in a golf cart just around just to check things out.
Okay.
Turn 1 is very, very scary, but you know what's the best thing ever? When you see Cowboy point at you, ready, are you ready, are you ready? Because when you see that smile with Cowboy, that is the thing, and you know you're ready to go. But then you got guys like Bryce Menzie, you got guys like CJ Greaves, you got guys like Keegan Kincaid coming out, and they're coming for you.
Yeah, well, when I race, I'll be racing against the 4,400 guys, so I'll be going against Jason Shear and Shannon Campbell and Waylon Campbell and Bailey Campbell and
Lauren Healy came out last year too.
Lauren Healy was out. Brian Caprera was out. Trying to think of all the drivers we had there, but we had a great showing last year. I know the guys are looking forward to going back again this year. So it's the 50th.
Yep.
So that'll be cool.
And there's about 50,000 people that stand up, watch you come down turn 1. It's a great feeling. I'm not driving, but it's so cool to see that.
It's very cool to be a part of. It's organic, just like this is. I mean, it's cool people and the Flannerys that run it there, and,
Yep.
and everybody that runs Crandon. It's cool to be a part of. It's cool. It's an honor to be invited and be able to take part in that. And looking forward to going back.
Okay, well, you ready for my this or that?
Sure.
Sure. Super simple over here, okay? You ready? I'm going to say one word or another, and you got to tell me this one or that one.
Okie doke.
Okay. Pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
Ooh. Do you like square waffles or circle waffles?
I like the waffle in front of me. It's just a vehicle to get butter and syrup in my mouth.
That's awesome. Okay, we'll go summer or winter?
I like winter.
Winter? What's your favorite winter sport?
I don't know. I used to like to ski, but now I'm fat and old, so probably just like not being hot is the favorite part of winter for me.
Comedy film or horror film?
Comedy.
Okay. Hot dog or hamburger?
Probably a hamburger.
Okay. Fruits or vegetables?
Steak.
I already asked about steak. You're not a fruit or vegetable?
Vegetable, probably. Yeah.
Listen, I asked Mitch Guthrie who his favorite Disney character princess was, and
I've got Goofy tattooed on my legs. So that's a pretty.
Okay,
nice.
can we see this real quick?
I'm sorry, it's a little pretty far up, Tiffany.
Oh,
We just
okay.
met.
Well, this is AMSOIL After Dark, though, over here, Mr. Dave Cole. Just kidding on that. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to leave it on that one because I don't think I could top anything else after
I'm supposed to come
that.
back all week, so you can't. You go ahead and come up with better questions.
I'll have some better questions. See, you're smiling over there. I want to see that smile every single day. Okay, we're going to cheers it out here. There's nothing in there. Mitch drank it all.
I'm next. I'll bring my own bottle next time.
Okay. Cheers. Thank you so much, Dave Cole, for stopping by. I will talk to you the rest of the week.
Have a great week, and everybody that's watching, have a safe week. Cheers. Thank you very much.
And by the end of the week, I will see that Goofy tattoo. Don't you wait. Oh, no. Well, we got another gentleman in here. He has been helping us all week long. He has been making sure everything is in here. Mr. Alan Johnson, thank you so much for joining here for Ultra 4. We got the first day done. The Can-Am King of the Hammers UTV race is done. We are done with that. We got a few more races going on, plus the shootout tomorrow. What are you looking forward to?
I'm still in shock Dave Cole sat still that long because it has just been insane. Today was just amazing. It was just horrible weather yesterday. We don't say the W word out here because it jinxes it. But to have the sunshine break today and to have the dust settled and all that, it was just killer. So, man, I don't know. I'm like a little kid on Christmas. The next thing is my favorite. I'm looking forward to qualifying tomorrow. Seeing all the EMC guys go out there, go ripping across, and then we're headed to the shootout. So just a couple things real quick. Want to give a big shout out to everyone at the campfire. We are huge, so way to go, campfire people. That is a staple here at King of the Hammers. And the Tribe 16 campfire, and I probably need to let our live crew know we're going to be live from the shootout tomorrow night.
Oh, we're going to the shootout tomorrow night. I did not get a chance to check that out last year, so I'm really excited to do that. The Everyman Challenge, like you were talking about, that's a crazy thing, too. Those two things are probably two of my favorite things that happen all week long because it's you go for it. You just go for it. You go for it.
Well, part of what I love, I got pulled into this the very first year they did the Everyman Challenge because I was everyone out there, I would say wrenching on my Jeep, but everyone who knows me knows that I don't need to wrench on my Jeep or someone's going to die. But I was bringing beer for my friends who were wrenching on the Jeep. And we just came out here and just had a blast. So the shootout, man, I got Mike Bradley out there. I've got some good friends that are all hitting for it. And then the EMC is just so near and dear to my heart because you've got people who traveled from Connecticut, who traveled from Washington, who traveled from an hour away. And it really is still the everyman challenge. I mean, it's just a blast. So I think I'm looking forward to that the most. But who doesn't get excited about a T1 trophy truck ripping through T1 desert truck ripping through Johnson Valley? Just love it.
Going off of that, talking about all these participants that come through from all different parts, you have a big hand in everything that's happening over here. Do you know where the furthest participant came from?
Israel.
Israel.
We've got 6 teams from Ultra 4 Europe over here, plus Israel, who I know is not in Europe. But they race that series. We have teams from the UK. We have a team from Spain who's racing Casey Curry's old car, who's doing great. So I believe Israel is the farthest anyone has traveled for this one. In the U.S., I think it's a lot of our northeastern people, our Connecticut, our Maine. Joe Pires, the Maine maniac, is here all the way from Maine to race in the shootout.
I mean, I thought I drove far. I drove all the way from Detroit. So that's, I mean, when all said and done, I'm probably doing a 6,000-mile trip. But to come all the way from the Northeast.
But you know, that journey's part of the story.
It is.
That's all Hammers is about. The races are super cool, don't get me wrong. But everyone's got a story. From when they got stuck going up Chocolate Thunder. We were going out for a photo shoot today thinking we were going across a dry lake bed and went through 5 inches of mud.
I did that last night.
Gosh, you
but,
know?
I mean, I did it on purpose to go play around in the mud and have some fun.
And
but
just on a side note, my FJ Cruiser on 35s,
Yep.
My stock class vehicle, beat all the Ultra 4 cars across the mud. So, you know, take that, Team Europe.
Take that, Team Europe. We're coming for you. Okay, well, I have some few questions to ask you. I'm not going to do the this or that. I just want to get a little bit deeper into your...
Yeah.
If you could be a driver of any series, off-road, desert, short course, asphalt, going over to, you know, Europe doing some Formula One, what would you want to be doing?
Honestly, racing with the big boys on Friday.
Really?
That's part of what pulled me. It's a little bit of everything. It's rock crawling like we do in Arizona. It's go fast through the desert. It feels like Baja. And it's just part of what I love is that anything goes. So if you can build it and race it, and I don't know, that's what I would do, would be the big boys on Friday.
Well, and that's the crazy thing, too, that we've been mentioning before. Like, yes, you come out here, you come check out the racing, you come see all that, but seeing what people build and put together, I've seen some of the craziest things out there.
It's incredible to wander around inside Hammertown and look at the cars, but if you really want to show, wander around outside of Hammertown.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
My gosh.
Or just even if you don't have a vehicle that's going to go up back door or go up Chocolate Thunder, just drive up there, drive all the way to the top of Chocolate Thunder and just watch all these vehicles come up. But you want to know what my favorite thing about Chocolate Thunder is?
What's that?
When you're at the top and you look down and you just see all these little glowing lights all around, and then you see Hammertown, and then if you can keep going night after night, you see it getting a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. And how many people are expected to be at this big race on Friday?
Oh my goodness!
Spectator-wise.
Spectator-wise, we should be in the over 50,000 range. That's what we've run the last couple. But it's an unknown this year, bringing in the new event on Thursday with all the T1 desert trucks.
Yes.
So actually, we're anticipating a lot of people from that crowd to come out too, and that's part of the fun. That's part of the melting pot of the lake bed out here. Is whether you're riding a bike or a quad or a side-by-side or your Jeep or, you know, those Toyota guys, you know, whatever. We've got this going on, and adding that additional layer of this invitational. I don't know. I'm really excited. I think Wednesday, Thursday is just going to be the show of new people hitting the lake bed.
I know. I can't wait to figure out who's going to win, who we're going to end up talking to. I mean, those people have some of the crazy stories. Even tomorrow with the shootout, because even if we don't get the top winner, we're going to have some participants. We're going to have some participants from there. And I just want to talk to them about game plan, because you're doing it in the nighttime. There's tons of people around. There's tons of lights. There's pressure among pressure. And you don't want to be the person that doesn't make it up, because then they go, ooh.
And there's a couple empty talent tanks too. You know,
that's
been known to happen.
I'm excited to see that. I am so excited to see that. So what do we have going on for the rest of the week?
Well, tomorrow we're going to be live at qualifying.
Yep, that's what we just talked about.
Great time. Super excited in the shootout. Wednesday will be qualifying for the unlimited class. You'll have Tuesday, and they flip-flop the pre-running. So while the EMC class is qualifying, all the King of the Hammers guys are pre-running, and then vice versa, which is fun. And then Wednesday, it just starts getting insane. I mean, this town, there's probably as many people here on a Sunday to start the week that there used to be on a Wednesday a couple years ago. And you tend to double in size. So by the time we get to Wednesday, it's going to be insane because there's 3 different classes running in the EMC. So all the friends and family and everyone online. And then you're going to have all the desert trucks rolling in also. And then that's Thursday. And it's really funny because by the time everyone's exhausted, that's when the big event happens.
And you can't be exhausted for that. You got to stick it out. You got to be here for that.
That's where the adrenaline and the Advil and your team captain told you to stop drinking 2 nights
ago. And the
ago.
Pedialyte. By the way, they do have adult Pedialyte for anybody out there. Just let you know.
What?
They do. They have adult Pedialyte for you now. Not that I know anything about that.
I will be there a little bit.
Wink, wink.
Very
so,
good.
well, thank you so much for joining us. I have one last question for you.
Sure.
Everybody always has a driver nickname, or they've named their truck, or they've named their side-by-side, or they've named whatever vehicle they're in. I actually don't have a name for my red Jeep yet. I don't. I do need a name for that. I've had her for about 6-7 months. I did the Trail of SEMA without a name, but I want to know what you would be naming your vehicle.
Lucy.
Lucy. Why Lucy?
In Higher Ground 4x4, our club, we always have a Christmas party. And it's a white elephant gift exchange and stuff like that. And we opened it up one year, and Bob had brought a stuffed boar's head named Lucy, a big stuffed Avelina boar's head. And whoever won it had to run it on their vehicle for the full year. So Lucy lasted about 6 years and then actually died out here on Johnson Valley. Daniel Avis killed Lucy. I'm really not happy with that, Daniel.
Rest in peace, Lucy. Rest in peace.
So I'm naming my vehicle Lucy in honor of her.
That is wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining. We are about to wrap this up, but don't forget that you guys can be watching all of the racing, all of the live action, turn by turn. The media and the production on this, pretty much if you can't be here, it will be like you are here. All you got to do is head over to ultra4racing.com/live. Same thing that you guys are watching right now. We're going to come back. We're going to finish this off the rest of the week. I will be coming to you guys live from the shootout tomorrow. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Tiffany Stone, here live at Johnson Valley, California for King of the Hammers, and this is AMSOIL After Dark. Perfect.
Well done.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
Thanks. Oh, that was...